Did Joey Badass just give us the biggest bait and switch of 2025 with his newest album, It's Lonely at the Top? Did Westside Gunn just ruin everything after 12 with his newest release, Heels Have Eyes 2? Two major releases this past weekend, and I'm trying to figure out if both of these disappointed in two different ways. Let's talk about it.
The STEM Society.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. My name is Cole Jackson. This is the weekly album check-in, and we're live. Thank you for joining me. Joey Badass has pulled a Big Sean on me. I'm just going to say it right now. This album that he dropped here recently, I was really pushing for this to be something completely different, and it's not what I expected. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it was a bait and switch, and I don't like that at all. Joey Badass just dropped his newest album, Lonely at the Top, 11 tracks, 40 minutes long. This was the album we was waiting on. This is the album that got pushed back by Columbia, and I was expecting something completely different. The first few songs on here changed tone way too much. Dark Aura is more of a darker sounding record. He did drop that before the album came out, so I already knew what we was getting with that. Then we go to Swank White, which is probably one of the most early 2000s sounding songs I've heard. It does sound like a New York record, but it sounds like early 2000s. I like the fact that he had Westside Gunn on here. I love that energy because he gave us that Buffalo energy. He gave us that, like, another New Yorker on here. Like, yo, this is going to be an East Coast album. We'll build later on, and we'll get to what you guys might think is going to be on here. So I let that slide through. Fine. I get to track 4, High Roller featuring A$AP Ferg. Now, when I see Ferg on the feature list, I'm already excited because A$AP Ferg is one of my favorite rappers out there. This shit sounds like fabulous. It just sounded like it was a fabulous record. That's not bad, but that's not who I felt like Joey was trying to be on this album, or that's not what I got from the quote-unquote rollout. He does have a standout bar on here that I thought was fire, though, out of his song. How Them Diamonds Cut on the Wrist, Suicide Watch. I was like, okay, that was clever, but it still sounded like it was from early 2000s Fabulous album. Like, I want more energy. I want more bravado. I want more of the New York flag waving like you did earlier this year. You were riding for New York hard, and I thought we were going to get you beating your chest, and that's not exactly what happened. Some songs that I really felt like were standouts or were pretty good on here. Ready to Love with Ty Dolla $ign is clearly a mainstream single. I love the fact that Ty Dolla $ign killed the hook. I think Hitmaker did the production on here, which I think he killed the production as well. This is ready for radio, or it's ready to be out there with a video, or whatever the case may be. It gave me a lot of island vibe. It gave me a lot more of a summer feel, even though summer's about to be over with. But it just felt like Joey had some versatility. So that was one of the songs I knew I would put on a playlist because it just sounds so mainstream and it just sounds good. Anytime you put Ty Dolla $ign on something, it's gonna sound good. BK Finest. There's a love-hate relationship I have with this song because he's got two of my favorite rappers on here, Kai Cash and Rome Streetz. And they feel like they're all together in a room just doing a cypher. Like they homeboys and they just kicking it. But the production on here was so laid back, and I hated it because I don't like to hear Rome Streetz, one of the best lyricists out right now, on a laid back beat like this. Like, it just felt too laid back. It felt too unserious. And I wanted to hear some really rugged raps on here. Kai Cash had a great verse on here as well. I think Kai Cash did a phenomenal job rapping, but the production, no, no, this is not what I wanted from this album. That laid back bullshit was not working for me. And I'm not trying to go against this album like that because he does speak about a lot of mature themes, but there's no way you have Kai Cash and Rome Streetz on the same song and you don't come out with something rugged and something hardcore. Like, I wanted some really tough, gritty New York records on here, and that's not what I got. Another standout on this album is still Absol, Rhapsody. They're going on tour together, which I think is phenomenal. A tour with nothing but straight lyricists is spectacular. I really want to go see it. Hopefully you guys come to the UK. I do want to see that. I think that they should do more records together because they fucking have great chemistry. They bounce off each other so well. Ab had my favorite verse on the album. That comes to no surprise to anybody because it's Ab Soul. He is your rapper's favorite rapper. Ab just knows how to get on a song and kill it. So I was feeling those types of songs. Like those songs were good. It still wasn't what I asked for from the album. It still was not what I asked for. A lot of these songs are very laid back. A lot of the production on here is polished. There's some early 2000 sounding beats on here. It was smooth, but I was hoping for more hardcore grimy production. I wanted some shit from Conductor Williams on here. I wanted more the Ruler's Back energy. Like I wanted Conductor to have at least 2 or 3 songs on here so Joey can actually get into that rough New York side of things. I would have loved it if he would have had Alchemist on here. Alchemist and Joey Badass on a song together would have killed it. I think that song would have probably been one of the best songs in in 2025 if it would have happened. And if it would have happened on this album, it would have gave me more of a hip hop feel instead of this mature shit. I just wanted more of that. I was looking for more of a Derringer type production on here as well. Like I wanted Joey Badass to give me the gritty side of New York. I wanted more of that. I wanted him to sound more like Griselda than I did Jay-Z Fabulous early 2000s. As I mentioned earlier, and I had a conversation with a couple of people talking about this album too. Where's the bravado? Where is the Ruler's Back energy? Where is what we got earlier this year? I'm talking about January 1st when he came out here and he told us it was too much West Coast dick licking. When he came out here and made a whole coast mad. Where is that energy at? Because that's not what I got from here. So here's a transparent moment for you guys. After my first listen, I didn't know how to feel. It's not a bad album. It's smooth, it's polished, it's quick. It just, we're in and out. It's nothing major. But this just wasn't the ride I signed up for. I'm just keeping it in stack with y'all. This ain't the ride that I signed up for. Joey clearly wanted to deliver the type of album he wanted to deliver. And the fans who wanted introspection from him are going to love this album. They're going to eat it up. If you're a fan of somebody who fell into the rah-rah, high energy hype bullshit, you are going to hate this album. And that's just my opinion. You always can listen to it for yourself and see which side you go on. But personally, I was disappointed. This was just not what I wanted out of this album. This is not what I expected. This was everything that I didn't want from a Joey Badass album. And I had been riding for Joey all year. And I think I had so many high hopes for him to give us something really hardcore and really like unapologetic New York. And this ain't it. This is not what I wanted. With all that being said, this is still a cool listen because I was expecting something else. Instead of an explosive King of New York energy, he gave us maturity and polish, which is not bad. It just feels like a big bait and switch to me. He's still rapping sharp. The production is clean. And the themes show growth. Like, those are things that you want from your artist. And I think for people who are a lot more mature than me, that's what they wanted from Joey as well. But this is not what I asked for. It's like I ordered a meal at a restaurant and they gave me the meal, but they cooked it wrong. It's like I asked for something roasted and they gave it to me fried and it didn't taste the same. But if you want to check it out, it's on DSPs right now. Judge it for yourself. Tell me what you think. Am I overreacting to what Joey Badass released? Is this really a great album and I'm not noticing it? Or are you just as disappointed as I am? Let me know in the comments down below. Westside Gunn has hit us up one more time with his newest release, Heels Have Eyes 2. 12 tracks, 37 minutes long. I didn't listen to this album right away because it was so much that dropped this past Friday that I was trying to get into. And another Westside Gunn album, I had already had the feeling of it's going to be good. If it's anything like 12, I already know he's been batting 1,000 this year. So I know this is out of the park too. And I've seen a lot of people on the timeline saying, yo, this is better than 12. And I was like, you're bugging. It's not better than, nothing is better than 12. So immediately when I seen all of these people talking about it, I had to go listen to it for myself. So when I started off the album, it was two tracks that had this jazzy type sound to it, and I was not feeling either one of those. Westside Gunn doesn't really hit hard until it's like track 4, which is the Powerhouse Hobbs song, which I think is one of the better songs on here. Benny the Butcher comes on here, mean, direct. He was giving us a lot of the energy that I was looking for. His flow gives that part of that song punch, and I love that. So I was like, okay. So by the time we're on track 4, I'm like, we're moving into more of the sound that I love. And then I get into Mandela, which is track number 5, and the production is already all over the place. It's too scattered, man. The production was too scattered for me. It just did not. It wasn't hitting like 12 was hitting, and I hate this to compare it to that, but I can only compare you to you. And the way this production was going all over the place on this album really took me out of it very early. I think Mandela had a soul sample beat on here, which is cool on its own, but the constant switches of style on this album really took me out of it. Like the switch up in the different types of production just fuck with me. Cause I'm like, bro, like if you trying to get up there with 12, you gotta hit the same. I think you need to hit the same type of marks that you hit on 12. One thing that nobody's talking about, and I have to bring this up because I'm tired of it in hip hop. Hiding features is something that is a hit or miss thing. I hate it now. I hate that people continue to hide these features. I hate that these people use this gimmick to make us listen to the album from front to back. I want to know that Benny the Butcher's on the album. I want to know that Stove God Cooks is on this album. Tom Sos, I could care less about Tom Sos. No disrespect to him as a rapper, but bro, like if you're hiding rappers like that on here, what's the use? You get what I'm saying? Like, I think Tom Sos did a pretty decent job with the features that he had on here, but I didn't think it was worthy for you to hide those particular, a lot of the lower tier rappers that's on here. I'm just saying this because we get it way too much in hip hop now, and it's to the point where it's like a gimmick that don't necessarily work. Because if you go to Genius and see the track list, you can pretty much see the features before you actually listen to the album as soon as it drops. So I just think in certain circumstances, artists need to stop doing that. You get what I'm saying? Like we're gonna find out who's on these tracks regardless. I just think it's one of those those gimmicks that just has lost its allure and its I guess mysteriousness. I don't know if that's a word or not, but stop hiding your features on your albums, bro. We gonna go to the songs we want to go to regardless. There are some standout songs on here. My favorite song on here is Prick. Tom Sos, great verse, bro. I think you did a fantastic job. Gave the song a lot of character. Loved it. One of my favorite parts of Coke rap, which is the piano. I call it the Coke rap piano. I don't know if anybody understands that term, but when you hear certain Coke rap songs, then that piano's in the background. It just sets this shit off. It makes the Coke rap sound so much better. But it feels like classic Griselda. It feels very familiar. The song very much worked for me. Then you got Brickola Volkov, another standout song. It has Stove God Cooks on it, and it has a soul sample that works perfectly. Go and listen to that song first if you can. Stove God delivers one of his best verses of the year yet again. He's one of the best rappers out this year. Sidebar. I feel like we should put Stove God Cooks in contention of Rapper of the Year. Think about the verses he's put out there. Think about him being on the Clips album doing the hook. I think Stove God Cooks should be up for Rapper of the Year. He was on the Joe and Jada show saying that he was going to release a new album this year also. And if that album drops this year and it's good, we should put him in as Rapper of the Year. I'm going ahead and put my bid in right now. Let's put him up there for Rapper of the Year. Bada, if you watch this, you need to put Stove God on your list, bro. Stop the hate, because I already know how you feel about Stove God. He should be up for Rapper of the Year. Hands down. I think this is one of the best verses he put out. The energy was matched with Westside Gunn. Like Westside Gunn actually was on top of things on this song as well. Just a very wonderful song on here. One of the few songs on here that has a lot working for it. My biggest disappointment on this album though is the production. It just didn't land. Now you had like songs like Powerhouse Hobbs or Prick or Brickla Volkov. Those were the standout songs for me. But the rest of this song or the rest of this album was dull. It just felt dull. There was no energy, kind of uninspired. And that's sad to say, especially when it comes to somebody like Westside Gunn, who's one of the best curators in hip hop. When you go back and listen to 12, I can tell that he had a lot of his hands in what was going on with 12. I'm not saying he didn't have his hands on this one. It really didn't feel curated to the point of where it made sense. I think a lot of the switch ups in the tone or a lot of switch up in the production is where it just throws me off. You go from like a jazzy sound in the beginning of it to like some soul samples, and then you get some songs that are more Derringer sounding songs or Derringer style beats. And that was what took me out of it. It just didn't make the project flow as smooth as I thought it should have flowed. And, you know, when I hear a Westside Gunn project, the sequencing is always great. Going in and out of different songs is always great. Everything works, and it just felt very clunky, and it just felt out of place. And it's not one of his best showings, in my opinion. It just didn't work for me. So with all that being said, I will have to give this a cool listen. The album has a few moments, like Powerhouse Hobbs, Prick, Brickla Volkov, but overall, this wasn't for me. I wanted that same, I think the last 4 songs on this album really felt more like Griselda. And that was the sound I was looking for the whole album, and he didn't deliver that for me. I think when you go back to his album that he dropped earlier, which is 12, that's what I want consistently from Westside Gunn, especially from this year going forward, because that shit that's one of the best albums of 2025. That's real Westside Gunn putting in the work. And this is just something that I think he wanted to just have fun with and make sure that he let us know that he had music out. Finally, for all you people who on the timeline, especially some of the people I was talking to in the DMs about this album, go back and listen to 12, because clearly you have lost your mind if you think this is better than 12. Like the DMs I got about this being better than 12 were ridiculous. Go back and listen to 12 and tell me what you heard that was better on here than it was on that album. Just let me know. Tell me what you rate this album in the comments. Let me know if I'm tripping, if I'm not listening to the same thing you're listening to, because clearly I might be off. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode. Make sure you guys do all of the things like, share, subscribe. Make sure you guys have some conversations down below. I love to talk to you guys as well. I will be back on Sunday to talk to you guys about the music news that just happened this past week, and amongst other things, whatever else is happening in hip hop. But thank you for joining me. I will catch you next episode. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.